All right, this is homework for 8-6. There's only 3 questions on this homework page, so it's actually pretty short. However, they're really good questions, and we're going to talk about each one for a little bit here and really digest what's going on, read them carefully, and use our angles and what we know about angles to help us figure this out, okay? So, like I was telling you guys in the lesson, one of the biggest things is a straight line. Always look for straight lines, okay? Because straight lines are worth 180 degrees. And if you can identify a straight line and you know that's 180 degrees, then most time all you're going to have to do is subtract to figure out the missing angle that you're looking for. Also, of course, you're looking for L's. Any type of thing that has an L in it is 90 degrees. So look for those L's, all right? So if you know that it's 90 degrees, then you can just take away what you know, figure out what you're missing, and so on and so forth. Also, that give away those circles, right? So use those circles that are 360 degrees and so on and so forth. So hopefully we can use that in today's lesson as well, in this homework sheet. So number 1 says to write an equation to solve each one of the problems. So the bicycle is going along a straight road, okay? So straight, 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 which of course is ringing out in my brain right away that this is, of course, a straight line. So that's 180 degrees, okay? Well, like what we taught about in the lesson is exactly what I'm doing here. All right, so there's my key big number is 180 degrees. All of a sudden, it starts to go uphill, all right? And I want to know what that angle of measurement of that slope is, but I can't measure inside of a road, but I can measure the outside of the road, right? So if I am able to measure the angle on top of the road, however, I can use an equation, all right? And that's going to be, of course, 180 degrees. So once again, 180 degrees is all of this together. So it would be 164 plus that mystery angle is 180. So we're just going to go backwards, right? So our equation is going to be the full 180, and I want to take away what I do know, the 164. Now, when I do that, I'm going to be left with what I want. Okay. Now, to make an equation, we got to use a letter from algebra. I'm going to use A if that's all right with you. You're more than welcome to use whatever you want to use. All right. So when you do that, you should get 180 minus 164 should be 16. Let's double check that. 16 would be, 16 is your answer. So the mystery is 16 degrees. All right, let's move on to the next one. Let's see what we have in this situation. All right, so we have a clock here. Okay, good. So on the clock, face shown at the right, draw clock hands shown at times of 3 and 5. So let's start with that. So both of them are going to have the big hand here pointing at the 12. And then one of them is going to have one small hand at the 3, and then another small hand at the 5. All right, let's start, then keep reading here. One clock hand for each time will overlap with the clock hand from the other hand. Other time, What is the difference between the measures of the angles formed by the hands of the clock for the 2 times? All right. So what I'm looking for is from the 3 to the 5. What is this angle right in there? All right. Now, there's a big hint here, and this hint is really, really, really important, is that what it's telling me is that in between each one of the numbers, there's 30 degrees. All right, so that's huge. So from 3 o'clock to the 4 o'clock, that's 30 degrees. And then from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock is another 30 degrees. So the equation is really basic here. It's just basically 30 plus another 30 is going to be, of course, whoa, what happened there? That was weird. Ignore that big line there. Of course, equals 60 degrees. So there's a difference of 60 degrees between the 2 times. All right, lampshade, here we go, is often sloped with the top narrow, narrower than the bottom. So for the lampshade over there to the right, the whole entire angle is 122, okay? So this is really, 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 really important information that I know that this whole angle from the shade into our straight line here, geez, my mouse pad's going crazy. Sorry about that, guys. Here is 122. So when you're thinking of like math mountains or math models and stuff, that's our big number. Okay. That's our total. We're not going to get any bigger than that. 122 is the biggest angle that we have. So what we want to know is find the measurement of the unknown angle. And of course, you can see here that the question mark is inside there. Now, a couple things stand out to me. Number one, that's a small angle, so it's going to be acute. So I know my answer's got to be within 1 to 89 degrees. If I get a number bigger than 89, then I know something went wrong. It looks pretty small to me. I'm 45, but I could be wrong there, but we'll find out. The other thing that jumps out at me right away is, of course, that little square corner. So what that's telling me, and what you guys definitely need to know by now, is anytime you see that corner, that little mark right there, that square, that's 90 degrees, hands down. Okay, you guys have known that for a couple lessons now. So once again, this whole thing is 122. I know one of my angles is 90. So what I'm going to do, and what I've been doing the whole time, is just taking away what I know, and that's going to leave me with what I want to find out. All right. So I know, and finish up the model here, that I know one of my smaller numbers is 90. All right. And so 90, and then there's going to be an angle. Okay. And this is what we're looking for. So if I'm using a math model here, or a math mountain, or whatever you want to talk about it, we have a big number and I'm coming down that mountain. So the only way I'm going to do that is by subtracting. Obviously, we're not multiplying or dividing anything with angles here. So just subtracting. So of course, my equation would therefore be my 122 total angle. Take away that 90 degrees from what they give us, and that's going to leave me with my equation of A for angle. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to do 122. Let's see if I can use my finger here, make it a little bit quicker. Minus 90. So we have 2 minus 0 is 2, and then 12 minus 9 is 3. So my total is, my angle for that is going to be 32 degrees. All right, and my prediction was right. That's how I always start these, is looking at what they're giving me and using what I know about angles to help me figure this out. I mean, like, there's no way that thing was going to be bigger than 45, right? It's a really small angle. 32 matches with what I thought it was going to be, so that makes sense for me to say that. I'm pretty confident with that answer.